Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, July 14th, 2022, and you can find this 160 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away. And now, as I've said weeks before, you can find every single Working Class Nerds episode on the YouTubes under Marcus B814. You can also watch me terribly play video games Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at twitch.tv/Marcus B814.
You can also watch me play video games every single Monday night at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
And you can find the both of us on Twitter. I am Marcus B814.
And I'm at Nick Vern. That's NICKVR. In this week's episode, we're talking with Jacusky, also known as Jacusky, also known as Jacuzzi, as Marcus calls him. So Jacusky is not only a dad, but also an awesome streamer and a great dude, and now a part of the nerds community. So welcome to the show. And what have you been up to?
Thank you guys for having me. Well, I'm Jacusky, and as far as what I've been up to, mostly just kind of just being me and then playing it out on the internet and hoping people like what they see and want to come say hi. Nothing really fancy. Not a major production person.
That's what we do too.
My stream is basically just, hey, come in, have a chat. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah. Awesome.
I would say your stream is more like super welcoming. If you want to chat, but also just hang out and play games.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I'm going for. Yeah.
Yeah. So what games have you been playing this past week or so?
Well, on stream, I mostly focus on Destiny 2 because the purpose of what I like to do is build a community. I've actually got a multi-game community on Discord that I've started. And so I try to play games that have a lot of group content, have a lot of ways for us to play together and do a variety of things in the game. And Destiny 2 is spectacular at that. It's got so much group activity in it that I always have something to do with my viewers and with friends. So I mostly stream Destiny 2. Off of stream, I'm a big RPG player, so I like things like Baldur's Gate 3, and there's a new one I'm playing called Colony Ship, which is actually surprisingly good. It's by an indie studio, and so off stream, I generally play a lot of like single player story based games.
Nice, that's my jam too. Single player action RPG is my shit, like God of War style, Horizon Zero Dawn, the Fallout series. Well, 3 for New Vegas, Skyrim style. Right now I'm playing through The Witcher 3, which I'd never played before, which is a tragedy. And holy shit, that's a nice beanie you got there, Marcus.
That's right.
What is that?
It came from Bungie, from the Acer Scepter. It was the first Bungie reward that I earned. And
nice.
I could buy a piece of merch that I earned in game. And yeah.
Oh, that's pretty epic.
Yeah. Nick is an RPG guy.
I definitely am.
He loves like the worst games ever created. Do you ever play the worst game called Fallout?
I have played Fallout 1,
It's
2,
the
3,
worst.
and 4.
Oh, so he's played the real time out. Jacusky. Oh my god, I keep screwing up your name in my head. I say Jacuzzi, I say Jacusky, and then I'm trying to like remember what
Jacuzzi. It's fine.
Listen. I answer to J, James, Jack, Jake, Jacusky, Jacuzzi, Jay, and that guy. So whatever works.
Okay, I'm just gonna try not to think about it. Jacusky, that didn't sound right either. Yeah. Played the real. It's like Marcus. Remember you kept falling over console forever.
Yes,
it was like is it the council or is it how do you say console? Console.
Console. Oh,
yeah.
Don't start this again. I feel like that's like 2 years ago, Marcus, and we can't go back because it will come. All it takes is like four times to repeat it, and it will happen.
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, console and console are spelled the same way.
Right. But it's where you put the emphasis on the syllable changes the meaning of the word. So, which is like not that common in English, but I guess it's common in other languages. But anyways, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I was trying to say that give you kudos for playing Fallout 1 and 2 because those are a totally different style of game. Those are like I forgot what you call it, but like that top-down look kind of. Isometric, thank you, yeah.
Is that what the original Grand Theft Autos were?
I think Grand Theft Auto was kind of isometric, but it was like top-down.
Yeah,
instead of like on a
No, isometric is at a 45-degree angle.
Right, yeah. So it's almost like the map or like wherever the player is like a cube, and you're looking at it from like the top corner of the cube, kind of, and then like you follow them around like that. But that's definitely. I mean, I don't like isometric games like that. I prefer like something first or third person, like over the shoulder or first person. Obviously it's first person, but yeah, some of my favorites recently have been like Spider-Man PS4 game, the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Shout out to Emery's. Just started playing Shadow. Was in chat, my stream chat, and then started playing Shadow of War, which is the sequel to Shadow of Mordor, which is cool. Is apparently loving it.
I do isometric all the time. I played Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, which, by the way, are responsible for the resurgence of RPG games.
Nice.
So I have Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, the original Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate 3 that's coming out. I'm in the early access of it, and so yeah, I play a lot of RPG games too.
Sweet.
So I see it's almost like a Diablo style view.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, it's very similar.
And oh, wow.
What are you looking at?
Fallout 1.
Yeah, Fallout 1.
It's an old game.
See what I'm saying? It's really old. So the studio that made New Vegas, Obsidian, or was it Obsidian? I'm pretty sure Obsidian made 1 and 2 and then got bought by somebody, and then Bethesda bought them, and that's how they got the rights to Fallout. And then for Fallout 3, they changed it entirely.
Wow.
Or something to that effect. But there's a whole, you can look
I'm way too much of a graphics whore to be able to do that.
Well, yeah. To go back.
Yeah, but at the time, the graphics were fine.
Right. That was normal back in the day. But that's awesome. Marcus, what have you been up to? Besides napping in the backyard before the show.
No. I was so in the groove and then I got sucked into it. No, the tent is set up in my basement.
Oh, in the basement. So that's one room over.
Yeah. So
that's extra comfy.
Exactly. So what I'm doing is I'm slowly preparing the kids for camping, right?
Okay.
In my world, I can't just throw the kids in a tent and expect them to be okay sleeping outside. But if you get them comfortable in the tent.
Yeah, the outside part is not as weird.
Right. Like it'll be weird, but they'll know that the tent is safe because they've slept in the tent 50 times. You know what I mean? And there's a giant tent set up in my basement, and it's awesome because it drives other people crazy that it creates hell in my house. But it's awesome. They were getting ready to go on vacation. I'm super excited. I'm a little torn on what I'm going to do for content creation, and I'll talk about that in 1 second.
Yeah.
Going to the beach for a week. As you guys know, I work an insane amount of hours every week. So the fact that I am going to be on vacation for a week with no work makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Like beyond happy.
Yeah, I totally can empathize.
And I like the first day that I'm there. So that'll be like Sunday night when I wake up. Don't wake me up. Let me sleep. I don't care if a fucking bomb is going off. Let me sleep. Like give me until at least like 8:30 and just let me just get one day of just like.
Yeah, you can actually. Right. I totally get it.
Right. So with that, back to the content creation, I don't know quite what I'm going to do yet because I don't really want to take the whole week off of streaming. So I'm leaving Saturday afternoon. So I'm definitely going to stream tomorrow, which is Friday night. Definite. 100%. I might do a longer stream, but I haven't decided. Like the last time I streamed from my laptop, it sucked ass because like it wasn't the settings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything wasn't there. It wasn't right. And then when I came home, it fucked up all of my Streamlabs at home. So like, second thing is do I really want to unplug the death stick? I mean, the death machine over here.
The death,
the
death sticks.
Yeah,
you do not want to sell me death sticks.
You do not want.
I do not want to sell. You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Sorry, you're saying,
Nick, what did you just make me do?
Do you guys know the name of that character?
I don't, and I lost the point in bar trivia because I did not know that.
His name is Ched Sleazebagano.
Yep. Yep, I knew that after you said it, but I couldn't come up with it on the spot. And
my Star Wars card just got revoked. I just got a Star Wars yellow card.
You did, yeah. All my friends were looking at me like, I thought you were the Star Wars guy. I'm like, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
give me some Legends info. Like, I'll tell you all about Darth Bane. What the hell?
Yeah, like who the fuck?
I didn't know about Ched Sleazeballio or whatever you just said.
Only in Star Wars can you have a character whose legit last name is Sleazebagano.
Sleazebagano. Sorry,
I'll never forget that now. What was his name again? I'm kidding. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do with streaming. There's a 90.25% chance that I'm just not going to stream for a week and I'll be back the following Sunday. That's most likely what it's going to be. Or what I can really see myself doing is probably doing an IRL stream.
Like
where I load up live. Like I go somewhere and I just do a live, at night or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just hang out and do that. That's most likely what it'll be because I'll just miss everybody from the community.
Yeah, of course.
So then I've made a revelation.
Okay.
In streaming. So I've been thinking a lot about my place in this wonderful streaming world. Like I'll put it in perspective. Like Nick's place in this world is Tinder and always being on his phone, right?
I was expecting something deep and profound.
No, Marcus always. Whenever he knows I like looked at my phone, he always immediately calls me out on it. Which is what I was just doing. And
yeah, 100%.
I was answering somebody on a dating app.
He
I have
thinks
no like dopamine control.
It's
like ding 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 ding.
No. So you can see like he's scrolling, swiping right on his phone, but you can see his eyes going like this with it. So that's how you know they're moving with his fingers.
I could just be like fidgeting my hands. You wouldn't know. I mean, obviously, it's obvious.
I just think it's hilarious. Anyway, what I was saying is everybody has their place, right? Nick's place in this world is an RPG streamer, and he streams one night a week, but he like gets super into it, and that's who he is. And he gets his Hawaiian shirt and super upbeat. Yours, Jacuzzi, is very like upbeat, but like positive, and like it's a feel good channel. Yeah, like Free Ride Games. His is all about helping people. Tom, same way. You know what I mean? Chimeri is like the hype master. You know what I mean? All of these streamers have their place. And I feel like I don't have a place because like I don't have an identity. I'm just me, right? But so I've decided
you don't have a good feel for what your lane is per se.
Yeah. I've found out what my lane is on the highway.
Okay.
It's fucking all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I can switch between all three lanes, and I am a community streamer. Simple as that. I'm here to play with you. You want me to do something and it's really hard? Hey, I'll come, but there's a 95% chance that I'm going to fail, but I will fail with you. Or if we do some easy shit, I will do some shit that's stupid to make you laugh during the night, but we will get something done. And that is awesome. That's my place in this world. And I'm actually kind of excited for it because like I feel I'm more at peace. Like I feel like I always have to have an objective, but now I don't have to have one. I'm just going to log in and do what I'm doing. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
makes sense to me.
Yeah, me too. Like it changes the focus from like, oh, I have to be doing XYZ and I'm gonna try to get X. I'm gonna try to like before, like if you were doing just raids, right? You're just like, oh, that's a clear objective for the gaming content, right? And then whatever else happens with the community out, around that is easy. But like if you don't have a clear gaming objective, I can see why you would feel a little bit lost. So if you shift it from a gaming specific objective to like the community objective, like, hey, I'm gonna do stuff with you guys. It takes the pressure off of finding a game objective, so to speak.
That's
I don't know if I articulated that well. But
you're saying it exactly the way I'm thinking it, right?
Yeah.
And it takes some pressure off of me because I don't want to feel as if like I have to do the hardest raid because honestly, like I'm not saying like I'm sure I can learn the raids and I can learn the dungeons to be super proficient. But I'm so afraid of getting sucked back into that hole of hard content like I did in SWTOR, where really, truly, I say this all the time, nightmare raiding ruined doing hard content in games for me.
Yeah, I can get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really taxing.
Yes.
Well, you have to remember that when a game starts to feel like a job, it's no longer fulfilling its purpose. And when it comes to like in-game content, specifically nightmare rating, progression rating, and things like that, for a lot of people, it can feel like a second job.
Right.
No, I'm with you 100%. I just enjoy playing with people. And honestly, like clan nights have been really fun where like there's been a bunch of people coming and it's been great. And then the weekends has just been like, hey, let's go do this. And my newest objective has been getting to like max level because I'm going to do Grandmaster Nightfalls with Free Ride and the crew because they want to do them with me. And they're the hardest content in the game. But I also don't want to do the hardest content in the game. But they're making me do this.
Yeah, but that's different. If you get sucked in once in a while, then that's fun. But
right,
you don't want that to be your standard issue content all the time.
Well, right, and I don't want to get frustrated. Like if I start dying a lot, I'm just gonna be like, this is not for me. I'm okay with it not being for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Having a good time and enjoying the game. Like the new, so I don't know if we put the TWAB in, but this Tuesday starts the summer solstice event.
Okay.
Where you know how my armor glows, Nick?
Yeah.
That came from the solstice event.
Okay.
And I grinded that gear to get the solstice, the armor to glow, right?
Right.
And that's all I've worn. There's other armors to wear, but I don't wear it because I didn't earn that shit. The solstice event comes out with a new armor set that glows. So, and that shit starts Tuesday, and talk about motherfucking perfect. I'm on vacation. There's going to be no stream, and I'm just going to be gaming on my laptop like a gamer. You know what I mean? I am so excited for that.
Just jamming. That's great.
Yeah, just jamming my clam. Anyways, also too, just for the record, everybody, Iron Banner completely sucks. It's the dumbest game mode ever. It's called Rift.
Jacusky face said, "I beg to differ, sir."
It's awful.
I like Iron Banner.
I saw the finger up meme. Like,
it's the dumbest shit ever. I'm not a fan, and maybe it's because I'm not like I like two types of Call of Duty: domination, team deathmatch. Right? I do not like
simple man with a simple plan. Shoot the bad man.
Yes. I don't like when kills don't count, so you're dying, but it doesn't matter. Oh, but you can res your guy, but if you don't get there soon, it's basically we're basically playing hut ball. That's what it is. It's the Iron Banner is basically hut ball. You pick up the ball and you run into the hole.
The difference between Iron Banner and hut ball is in hut ball they had to add a cooldown timer to the amount of time you could carry the ball, because in Star Wars, it's nearly impossible to kill the ball carrier if he's got even the most remote support from his team. In Iron Banner, your entire team could be there and you could get wiped out with a single grenade. The whole team killed instantaneously.
But I'm talking about the premise of the game. It's basically hut ball. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I can see that sort of. Okay. To me, it always felt more like you were running a bomb than a ball. But
And
I
then
get the idea.
So
because it expires.
I'm not a big fan of the Iron Banner. I did it a little bit I did it because of the Pinnacles. I'm almost at 1570 and I did my entire Pinnacle week. Okay, on Tuesday, or it's not everything for the Pinnacles, but I did my Pinnacles that I could get done on Tuesday. All 4 Pinnacles. Guns, not the armor that I need.
Yeah.
Of course. I swear to God, RNGesus is not my friend. At all.
Yeah, I feel like this is across multiple games now where RNGesus hates you.
Yes, they do.
Like
I don't get the God roll and I don't get the exotics.
Okay, on that note, Marcus, were you there when I did the D&D 5e stream last week?
I don't know.
Yeah, so we started a stream that it's 4 streamers, and then one of my mods is the DM, and we're doing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition on stream.
What?
Oh,
That's
maybe
great.
I did stop by. Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up the character I ended up making based on votes by the chat was I'm playing the Karen. He's a purple dragon knight, lawful good, who's constantly going to be asking to talk to people's managers and supervisors and bosses. And like, I made a joke where my character was like, I wish to speak to the one in charge. And the king's like, no, I'm the king. I'm the one in charge. No, obviously I mean the queen. So, that's the kind of character he's going to be. But the reason I brought it up is you were talking about not the RNG not being a friend to you. And I mentioned to my chat that I have the worst luck ever. I can guarantee you my luck is worse than everyone else's, and no one believed me. I rolled a set of six dice for my stats. Okay, my stats were 14, 4. So a 4 dice. You roll 4 dice. I got a 4. That's 4 ones. 14, 4, 7, 7, 5, and 9. Those were my stats. That's king of RNG hating me right here.
That's horrific.
That is horrific.
Wow. I mean, I guess that's
they were so bad. The DM was like, "Roll again, just roll again."
Yeah, that's wicked funny.
Last thing is I've been watching Stranger Things 4. I got through
finally.
I got through the second to last episode. I am currently partially through the last episode.
The finale.
The finale. It's really good. I feel like, honestly, the way I'm consuming it, I'm going to have to, on vacation, I'm just going to have to sit down and watch the last 2.5 hour episode at one sitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't
like,
break it up.
I can't consume it the way I am because like things are going on and I can hear it, but I'm not watching it.
Oh, you know just restart the whole thing. 100%.
No, I'm going to. Yes, I'm going to because there's
lots of little details you got to pay attention to.
And for the record, up until right now, my favorite character of this season, other than Steve's, because Steve's my favorite character of all time in Stranger Things, is the pizza guy. My dude. What's up, my dude? Yo, my
Argyle?
Dude. Yeah, my dude. My dude. That guy is the man, my dude.
Yes.
I love that guy.
Jacusky, have you seen Stranger Things season 4?
No, I've seen Stranger Things 1. I've not watched 2, 3, or 4 yet.
Got it. 2 is pretty good. They like lean into the upside down a lot.
Mark is telling me I have to go. I'm no longer cool enough to be here.
Especially if you like D&D, you haven't watched the rest of Stranger Things?
It's not for lack of a desire. It's honestly from a lack of time.
That's fair.
So I work about 14 hours a day, and then I stream for 4. So that's 18 hours out of an 18-hour day.
Yikes. Yeah, you got to sleep sometime.
What when do you do for a living?
The best way to describe what I'm doing without it being a mouthful is I help install the underground infrastructure for high-speed cable.
Got it.
My job title is Regional Director of Underground Operations.
So you're living in the upside down.
That's why he doesn't want to watch season 2. He's like, this hits a little too close to home. I'm not feeling the upside down stuff. The D&D monsters are cool, but I'm out.
It's a brutal thing. Yeah.
Well,
that's cool.
I get it. Yeah. I from one guy that works to another. An insane amount. Nick.
Yes.
Nick.
That's me. Did you
Oh,
forget?
we
how to
hung out
think of
last
it?
night. I didn't even mention it. What have you been doing?
God, I forgot. I forgot to put that up too. All right, well, I'll talk about it in a second. So in The Witcher 3, I made it to the big city of Novigrad, which is pretty cool. I don't remember if that's the biggest city in the game or not, but it's crazy going from like rural like landscapes of like farmlands and stuff. Then you get like little villages, to like hot, bustling like medieval city and like in the early 1300s or whatever, whenever the game is set. It's really interesting because like it's totally different. And then I realized that like the mini map is not as good in a city as it is in like a rural area, because it's like you got to go like around this block and over here, almost like Star
You gotta
Wars
go
Republic.
over the river and through the woods.
Yeah, to get into somebody's house, but their door is on like the second floor up this terrace, and it's like, how do I get there? You know, but it's cool because there's way more merchants and like the characters are different and like the types of quests are totally different. Like one of the quests was like, usually in the rural area, it's like, oh hey, there's a monster over here, go track down the monster or whatever. But or like, you know, things we got to go further. But like a couple of the quests were like, hey, follow this person, but don't get seen, and that's a totally new quest type. Did
you get seen?
Yes, of course, because I'm terrible at any of the stealth stuff. But they were like, "Why are you following me so closely?" I'm like, "And menu load game." Because like in The Witcher, like if you screw up a quest like that, it just changes. It doesn't make you go back. It just like you just fail. Like the what happens in the game is just different, right? So like, and I'm like,
really?
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see what like you just fail it and like. You just don't get that information.
So did you clear it?
Yeah, I went back. I loaded the save, did it right, didn't get seen, and then went from there. But like they like instead of being like, oh, you failed the quest because the guy saw you, like you died, restart. It's like it plays a cutscene where the guy like comes up and addresses you and is like basically fuck off, stop following me, and then you just like fail the quest. So or like the quest just like ends and it's like, oh, go get this information like through some other means. You know what I mean?
You have to be sure you're never seen, right? You just kill the person you're supposed to follow. Like they'll definitely not see you.
Well, that's true, but I need to follow him to a place. That's what that was the objective. It's like find the entrance to the secret hideout by following, you know, this
Did you ever
hooded
play
guy.
Witcher 3?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I've played Witcher 3. I love Witcher 3.
I'm late to the game. This is like exactly my game type. See, the problem is I played it while I was playing Fallout 4 originally, and Fallout was like still is my favorite franchise of all time. So like I was engrossed in Fallout 4, and then I tried to, which is, you know, first person shooter style. And
bullshit. It's the dumbest fucking game ever made.
You just don't like the breaking weapons mechanic, but anyways,
the breaking weapons and the vat, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna use all of my bullets in the middle of his forehead, right through the temple, and I shoot this dog 7 times in the head. The dog still lives. Your gun your gun needs to be repaired now because it shot 4 bullets. Might as well hit him with the gun because it's gonna do better than shooting. Like, fuck me.
Do you remember? Did Fallout 4 have the broken weapons mechanic too, or is that just New Vegas and 3?
New Vegas and 3.
It's just New Vegas and 3, yeah. But still, I get it. What was I talking about?
Wait, wasn't 4? Didn't 4 take place in the greatest city in our country?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
It took place in Boston. Just saying. We're from Massachusetts. So what the hell was I talking about?
We were talking about the awesome Witcher 3 and the big city hype. Could I ask a couple questions about this city landscape? Because I didn't. So truth be told, I'm usually
you checked in and then checked out.
Yeah. So usually I'm in Nick's stream for most of it, and I get to talk shit from like 8:35 until like 9:45 or 10, because that's when I'm like running on empty, because that's like one night off I get a week.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
No, but this week I didn't get, like, I literally popped in his stream, said hello, and I legit fell asleep at my computer. So this big city, Nick.
Yes.
How much of the city can you go into and use?
All of it.
So like every single building you can go in the doors?
Pretty much. I mean, a
or
lot
is
of them
like a Grand Theft Auto where it's like one in every like 10 buildings you can go in.
I mean, no, you can go into most of the buildings, but like a lot of them don't have a lot in them. It'll have like a chest with a piece of bread or something, and then that's it. But it does like it's like somebody's house, so like it feels pretty fleshed out. You know, it doesn't feel like you're walking through like a cardboard city. You know.
Okay.
And there's,
that
there's
was my
merchants
question.
all over the place, and there's like prostitutes soliciting you as you walk by, and like all kinds of stuff. So it feels pretty full.
What happens if you like take a prostitute?
I'm sure I can hire a prostitute because this game, the Witcher series, is super sexual. So like I know there's a place where I can do that. But like the ones that you walk by, like you can't talk to them, so they just like catcall you essentially.
Oh,
so like, oh, I have a monster for you to slay. It's under these skirts or something like that.
Wow. Excuse me, everybody. I need to go for a walk.
like they'll literally catcall you as you walk by. It's funny. What's the name for them? It's like, it sounds like a pastry. It's like some really old timey word for like harlot. Oh, it's like scrumplet or something like that. They're just labeled as like scrumpet.
Yeah.
Scrumpet. Yeah. And they're like scantily clad
with their big bushy dresses.
No, like lack of clothing. They're in like bikinis essentially, but like leather.
Listen,
and like old
they
timey.
They are wearing as few clothes as possible to still be considered legally clothed
in like 1300s. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Never mind. I'm not even going to go down that road.
You can imagine a lot. They do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you imagine how
like
gross
taking a I know
how gross it was.
The hygiene in the 1300s is nasty. Yeah,
well, that's what they would have all been used to. If you think about it contextually, they didn't know any better.
That's true. I guess
of sterilization and sanitization. They were just basically like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Yeesh, that's a lot of stank.
I'm here for the orgy.
Oh, what game? What was I watching? Thor. Yeah. All right. So, okay, just speaking of Thor, Mark, no spoilers, of course, but we saw Thor: Love and Thunder last night. I thought it just quick, like 2 sentences. I thought it was a fun movie. It wasn't like an amazing movie, but it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. Pretty super cheesy, but like that's kind of what you're expecting, you know. Similar vibes of Ragnarok. Less fun than Ragnarok, I'd say, but still a fun movie. Marcus, what'd you think?
I loved it. It's definitely my type of movie.
Like there's like a turn your brain off, like just watch the fun lights and sounds.
Just enjoy the fun and like watch the ridiculousness, which is Thor.
Right. Yeah.
And that's all.
What would you say your score was? All right, I'll just say mine.
8.25. No, I had to think about it because I liked it more than Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
but it's not as good. It's a good movie, but it's like you. I think you said it perfect. Shut your brain off and just enjoy the movie.
Like if you try to think about like logic and reasoning, like you're gonna have a bad time.
Right.
You gotta go into it knowing, okay, this is cheesy. Just enjoy the action on the screen and don't think too hard. It's all that's it.
I'm just gonna say, dude, Thor is fucking hot. Like I don't really like check out dudes often. But dude, that guy is like a rock. I think he's got more muscles than The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like
obviously the scene from the trailer, he gets his clothes ripped off and like the dude looks like a statue.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like,
Jesus
is that all CGI? And like last night I like Googled, is he CGI'd? And they're like, no, that's his body.
Yeah, well,
like,
he's been taking steroids to be jacked for 20 years playing Thor. Not 20, 15,
you
whatever.
Think he's taking steroids or you think that's all natural?
No, they're taking steroids, dude. You don't look like that naturally.
That's not true.
Yeah, but that guy's not walking around ripped to the gills like that all the time. You got to be, to get that shredded, you have to be like super dehydrated and stuff. Like it's not something that you don't walk around like that. Like you prep for that. Like if you
no,
like,
I know that, but what I'm saying is that dude is a fucking rock.
Yeah, he's jacked. He's awesome. It's like a really fun spectacle. That's what I'm saying. It's like everything's preposterous, you know, but like in a fun way. Yeah, he's a god. Of course he looks like a god. You know.
God of Thunder.
Right. Yeah, I liked the Greek god stuff too. That was fun. I honestly liked it a lot. I see, like when I was walking out of the theater, I was a little, I mean, I was grumpy or something yesterday, but like I was going to give it like a 6.5. with like 5 being like an average movie.
Wait, can we just talk about Nick got a whiskey sour and he put cold foam on the whiskey sour.
Okay, because it was the Thor Love and Thunder like special mixed drink. The movie we went to had a bar. It was attached to the casino. So and they had like Love and Thunder cocktails or something. I forgot what they called them. There was some catchy name. But one of them was like a whiskey sour essentially, but like some other fancy shit, and like sweet cream cold foam on the top like you'd get on like your cold brew. It was actually good, but like in hindsight, I really didn't want that. I just wanted the whiskey sour. Like that's what I was gonna go order, and then I saw that. I was like, this is close. I'll get the Thor drink because I'm seeing Thor, whatever. But then it was pretty weird. It was like,
and
vanilla.
then
it was like having a vanilla scoop of vanilla ice cream on your beverage. That's like tangy. It was odd.
But you know what I just thought of?
What?
Where the fuck is my change?
In my wallet. Marcus goes, so like I bought the tickets, so Marcus hands me a 20. He said, I'll pay for your drink. Like you got the tickets. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
and
I said to him, I was like, make sure I get the fucking change, you cheap prick.
I was like,
and I was standing next to him. I was standing next to him. Actually, now I think about it, the bartender came over, gave him the change. He left. He got like $8 back, and he left $3 as a tip, and he put the 5 clip right in his wallet and forgot about it. I'm like,
I thought nothing of that at all.
I didn't think of that until right fucking now.
I didn't either.
You fucking prick. Anyway,
that's funny. I forgot all about it. All right, what else is happening?
Oh wait, back to Thor.
Oh, I mean, I was almost
Nick forever watches a movie, comes out, and is immediately like either up high on the movie or down low on the movie, right? Yeah. And then he thinks about it for a day, and then he comes back and says,
like, I come back to reality, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, I thought that was a lot cheesier than coming right out of it versus like I do now. But like, I don't know. If like 5 out of 10 is like an average movie, I'd probably give it like a 6-ish, 6.5, somewhere in there. Because it's like above average. It's not great, but like above average. It's an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Multiverse of Madness.
It's a movie I have absolutely no plans to see. So I did watch Multiverse of Madness, but I have no plan to see Thor: Love and Thunder.
Did you watch all the other Thor movies?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I think if you enjoyed Ragnarok, it's kind of a similar vibe. Not quite as like fun and frivolous, but
the problem with me for Thor movies is I am the exact opposite of Marcus. I go to movies to analyze them and study them. Me too. I'm a story person, so movies that are just kind of turn your brain off, literally for me, is like, I'm checking out, I'm done, I'm gonna go watch a different movie. I'm a Star Trek guy. I love Star Trek because it makes me think.
Yeah,
I love movies like TV shows like The Expanse, where there's always political intrigue going on and things like that. Those are things that engross me. I'm not a like, which is ironic now that I think about it, because my favorite movie of all time is a turn your brain off and enjoy movie, which is Princess Bride.
Wait,
so
Princess Bride is a great movie.
You were cutting in and out for me. What's your favorite movie?
Princess Bride.
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen The Princess Bride? That's one of those old movies that does actually stand up. I watched that.
There's no special effects in it, so it doesn't age.
Right. It's actually good. I watched that for the first time like 6 months ago, and it was.
I've watched that movie way too many times. I watched it when I was like 7, I think, and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah, it's a very good, very solid movie. I enjoyed that a lot. I think like I don't know what my favorite movie, but the point I was gonna say is I'm the same way. I like to analyze stuff. That's why I like games like that too, that are like really lore rich and make you like get engrossed in the world. But so usually movies and TV shows, I like ones that make you think a lot or are like super exciting. Like I feel like The Boys is a good combination of both. You have to think about like the plots happening, and there's also like ridiculous stuff happening on screen that's like visually captivating.
It's funny.
I've never seen it.
You definitely watch The Boys. Frankly, I would say watch The Boys before you watch Stranger Things.
Fuck that. Stranger Things is way better than The Boys.
It's apples and oranges. It's definitely apples and oranges. But
Stranger Things, like you like so I love The Expanse too. I've only finished season 1, and I know that's the worst season, and it gets so good, right? I know it does, but Nick and his dad, my uncle, we get together every Wednesday and we watch some kind of content.
Yep.
And we want to watch a show, and I want to watch The Expanse with them. But the problem is it's so slow.
Yeah, like we tried watching The Umbrella Academy, which I know is a good show. Like a lot of people are really super popular. But like the first 2 episodes, we were like, this is an interesting premise, but it's so slow. I was like,
right.
Let's do all
The
my life.
Expanse is slow on purpose.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 seasons of The Expanse are slow because they're trying to paint for you a picture of stability. That the galaxy, the solar system, is currently in a state of semi-stability at the beginning of the series. And then the events that take place in season 1, spearheaded by James Holden, begin to unravel that stability. And as you get into seasons 3 and beyond, they're much faster because chaos begins to sort of take control of the solar system. And so everything starts to move much quicker.
Yeah, as it snowballs into chaos.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question that I heard on another podcast?
Okay.
Would you rather die? I mean, I shouldn't say that. Would you rather be stuck in deep space all by yourself, or in the deep ocean?
Deep space, but no question. I hate
100% space. If I'm going to die, I want to die looking at the solar system, not staring at a vast black expanse of nothing.
Yeah, wondering if I'm about to get eaten by a sea leviathan. Yeah. No thanks.
Let me suffocate when my suit runs out of oxygen staring at a star. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and if I really am feeling shitty, I'll just take the suit off and die immediately when the vacuum of space liquefies my organs. Rather than slowly choking and drowning. That's horrible. You know what I mean? Or either choke and drown, which is terrible, or get eaten by a leviathan, which is terrible, or you if you're on a raft in the middle of the ocean, you just slowly bake in the sun and starve, which is also terrible, or go crazy for slowly from drinking salt water. So all of the ocean ways to die are terrible. Versus space would be I get to see stuff that's cool. Granted, it's super lonely, but I can die quickly, which is way better than the other ways.
Well, the being deep in the sea would be pretty lonely too. So you're lonely either way.
You're lonely either way, but the other factors are way better if it's.
There's always the off chance you get pulled into a gravitational pull in space too, like a black hole or a stellar body. You know,
and at least you die cool.
Especially you can have a really interesting death.
I feel like that if it was a black hole, it would also be fast. So that's fine.
Actually, it's not. You would die very slowly over about 1,000-year period if you could live that long.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've studied black holes extensively. It is not a quick death. It is a very, very slow and painful way to die as you are unraveled into spaghetti.
Interesting. Granted, I feel like you would starve first, but
yeah, you would die very quickly from other means before you actually died to the black hole.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I didn't think about that. Well, now I still prefer the space option, but Marcus, what would you say?
Probably the ocean.
I knew you were leaning ocean from the way you framed it, but
the reason why is because I feel like I don't think I could okay, so remember when I talked about Dead Space all the years ago? So when I was playing Dead Space and I was in that the 0G and all I can hear is it creeped me out, and it's still to this day. Don't think I'm saying the deep ocean doesn't scare the fuck out of me, but just hearing that and nothing being around, I don't know. I think I would, I would, I don't think I could handle that. That's a fear. I want to go into space, but I want to be safe. I always think I'm going to be the guy that's tethered to the line and the line gets cut. And here I go in my spacesuit with my T-Rex arms. And all I hear is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nothing. Yeah. So I would have to pick the ocean. And I believe that there's alien bases in the deep ocean. So they would take me up and use me as study material.
I'd be in the deep ocean.
They would, in the deep ocean. I think that's where the aliens live, because a lot of
octopi.
Well, no, I'm talking about real aliens.
So am I.
Yeah,
Wait, don't octopus have like unique DNA lineage or something?
Yes,
I know they do, but
Yeah.
like actual like don't know, doesn't have a good evolutionary
But
path.
like every time there's a crazy like UFO sighting that like gets recorded by anybody in the armed forces, the ships are always near the ocean.
Yeah,
And
like recently,
yeah.
like the Tic Tac ones and stuff.
Yeah,
we live on a planet that's like 70% water,
and we've only discovered like 4% of it.
More importantly, airspace over water is the most uncontested space on the planet. So if you're going to spot an unidentified flying object, it's going to be over water because that's where they're going to be doing anything. They're not going to do it over national borders where it's going to be easily spotted and like, oh, that's over Russia. I guess it's a Russian thing. You know, they're going to do it in uncontested international waters.
That's why in the Godzilla movies, it was always in the oceans. Oh my God, it's Godzilla. He's attacking the ocean.
Well, no, he lived in the ocean and then attacked Tokyo. What you can't see is Marcus just moved his mouth completely not in sync with what he said. Like when like the Japanese movies would get dubbed in English.
Like I don't know how you guys watched Godzilla, but I watched it in Japanese with the English dubbed, and it was crazy. Their lips would move so fast and they would be speaking.
I can't watch dubs. I always have to watch subtitles because I can't.
Yeah, me too.
My brain has an aneurysm every time I watch a dub movie.
Okay, but like I was 7 or 6 or 5 when I watched the original Godzilla.
Yeah, so your reading is like the dog.
There you go.
Yeah, but they flash too fast. You get like
it had to be dubbed. My mom didn't, and I don't think. Okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. I don't think my mom is a subtitle kind of person.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, it was dubbed all the way. We're not watching Godzilla unless it's dubbed.
I get it. Yeah, I'm for Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super now, I should say. I way prefer the subtitle version. Because like you get all the like even or Squid Games, same thing. I prefer the Korean language with the English subtitles. What?
I'm going sidebar now. Did you
hear the sidebar show? This is great.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Did you hear about there's the real Squid Game contest happening in America, and the prize money is $4.56 million, and you can apply for it right now.
Do you die, or is it just like games?
Well, I'm sure there's going to be chances that you're going to break a bone. I don't think you're going to die because it's an American show.
Yeah.
But like, Nick, legit, Google it right now. You can sign up. They're going to do auditions and casting for it. Like you could be on Squid Game. Yeah, dude. Like I immediately asked Carrie if I could do it. And she was like, no, you cannot sign up for Squid Game. I'm like, they're not going to kill you. You're not going to die. It's a TV show here. So there's going to be 456 contestants, and it's going to be a Squid Game TV show that they're going to redo in America for $4.56 million.
Are you sure? Because I don't see this. I can't find it anywhere.
I'll find it.
I googled Squid Games America, and it's just like, why do Americans like Squid Games so much? Why do Americans like Squid Games? Squid Games super popular in the U.S. I'm not a good Jamie from the Joe Rogan podcast. Pull that up, Jamie. Anybody? Bueller? Okay.
You know why Americans like Squid Games?
Why?
Because we like any show that has people dying gratuitously.
Definitely true.
And I think you put the start of the show, Nick, in the chat.
I sure did.
Yeah. So there it is. SquidGameCasting.com.
What is this?
Yeah, so you're welcome. Anyways,
is this a porn site?
No, dude. It's not a porn site.
Netflix reality competition. This is sick.
Yes, dude.
I agree to take all of my data, steal all of my money, put me on the show. Oh my God, I need a headshot. This is real casting.
Yes, dude.
Oh, I got to talk to Randy.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to get.
Well, you have fun with that. I will happily sit my fat couch potato self right here, and you can go sweat and suffer for nothing.
Hell yeah! Let's do it.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
I did it.
I thought you had to do a video and stuff.
No, I'm kidding. I want to.
Oh. Please upload at least 2 decent photos of yourself.
Randy's going to do it.
Oh yeah, he'll see that. He'll be like, dude, I'm gonna apply too. I'm like, help me take a headshot of myself, because he's like actually an actor.
Anyways, Nick, what do you have upcoming?
Upcoming, I have vacation. I'm going to Maine with my family. So I will be able to like actually show you my favorite ice cream, which is Scoop Deck. I'll definitely post that in the food channel in the Nerds Community Discord. Yeah, I'm pumped about that. That's basically it. Scoop Deck.
Oh, pump the jam.
Can't wait for the blueberry crumble ice cream. What's next? What do we got?
Oh, anyways.
Wait, it's fashion contest.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Everybody, my thunder has been stolen. I was so excited. I wish you guys could saw how I started the show compared to right now.
Yeah, you're like.
So we have a contest going on right now. Nerds community, I don't care what community you're in, you want to be a part of this contest. If you play Star Wars: The Old Republic or Destiny 2, you need to get in on this contest. There's going to be first place, second place, and third place prizes for both games. So I want to see your best costume for your any character. Obviously, if you're a Sith, it'll be much better because the pub side is the worst side. But if you're a Destiny player, Titans always take precedent. But we're not. Don't tell anybody that. Yeah, exactly. I know you agree with me. So basically here's the rules. Basically 1 entry per person per game. So the contest is going until July 31st. We have 3 judges for each panel. And if you're submitting your Destiny characters, the 3 judges do not play Destiny. Just like the judges that are judging Star Wars: The Old Republic do not play SWTOR. So it's going to be basically like straight up like
just the visuals.
Just the visuals, because like if you're playing Star Wars: The Old Republic and you use a Night Sister outfit, I'm immediately going to say you're the winner because the Night Sisters and Dathomir are my favorite part of Star Wars, right? What'd you say?
So can you tell me who the judges are so I can make sure that a Hunter wins the Destiny 2 and a Republic character wins?
I will not be revealing the judges until the contest is closed because I don't want.
I guess we have plenty of time.
Yeah, you have plenty of time. So the contest ends July 31st. Nick and I will announce it on the winners on Working Class Nerds.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So right now, I don't think there's an entry for Star Wars: The Old Republic. So if you play SWTOR and you haven't entered, and you enter as of right now, you'll be guaranteed first place.
Well, you got 15 days for people to submit stuff, but yes.
Yes, I'm sure people will as time goes, but I'm just saying nobody's in there right now. We have gotten some for Destiny. So first place prize will be a gift card, probably to Amazon, just because I feel like that's the easiest one. And a piece of Working Class Nerds merch. Second place will be a piece of Working Class Nerds merch. And third place will be a Working Class Nerds mug, coffee mug. Shipped, paid, sent to your house. Pretty excited for that.
Sweet.
Yes. Only 1 drawing per game per person. I said that. Other than that, just show me your best outfit. There's no theme to it. It's just kind of most creative and just whatever you like. If I could enter, I would win both just because, but I can't enter. So this is our first thing. So if you want the rules in our Discord, there is the contest rules page that'll explain everything a little bit more in detail. And then you'll see Destiny contest and SWTOR contest, and you'll see people have posted pictures of your stuff. Do you have what it takes to be the fashionista of the Nerds community?
Yes.
In AIE news, Monday nights are for Guild Wars 2. What's Guild Wars 2? It's another MMO style game. It's awesome. It's really pretty. It's pretty active. They did just come out with an expansion not too long ago, I think in the winter. Holy shit, we're in July. So it did come out about 6 months ago. They start at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is the correct time zone. They do all the fun stuff in Guild Wars 2. I personally have only played Guild Wars 2 a couple times, but it is really pretty and it is really awesome. So
If all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org. Get our Discord link in the top right-hand corner. Hop in the Discord and ask for a guild invite, whether or not you play Star Wars: The Old Republic or Guild Wars 2 or Destiny 2 or Pokemon or any RPG. The Witcher 3 or any RPG that I play or any of the games. Any game. If you play it, so do we, and we would love to have you. So come on down. Join AIE.
Nick, I forgot to ask you.
Okay, I'm listening.
I've been reading a bunch on this Starfield thing.
Okay.
Right?
The Bethesda game.
Yeah, the Bethesda game.
Space RPG. It looks great.
The No Man's Sky clone.
Well, looks like way better than No Man's Sky, but
right. But it's basically it's the same kind of premise, right? And an infinite number of planets, right? Because they're like, I was listening to, and I wanted your opinion. Well,
go ahead.
Hear me out.
Yeah, make your point. I'm like the king of interrupting Marcus.
And it's fine. I'm used to it. We've been doing this for almost 5 years. It's completely fine. We're all fine here. So my question to you, Nick, is they said you can visit 1,000 planets. Okay.
Yeah.
1,000 fucking planets.
Right.
And people are actually complaining that that's not enough. Motherfucker, that's going to take 5 years to get through 1,000 planets.
Yeah, wait, what? Who's really? People are complaining.
Yeah, people are complaining that because No Man's Sky, it's an infinite number of planets.
Yeah, but like a lot. I feel like okay, if they have 1,000 planets, go ahead.
I was just gonna say yes. It's an infinite number of planets asterisk. Because what it actually is it's a roguelike randomly generation of planets. So yeah, they're going to look different and they're going to feel a little different, but really all it is a randomly put together compilation of other planetary types and tile sets. So it's not really an infinite number of planets. It's like an infinite number of dungeons in a roguelike. It's an
infinite number of like skins for planets with creatures. So like, I mean, I know in Starfield, Bethesda said something similar. They're like, yeah, there's a lot of these planets you can explore, and there's like quest lines and stuff to do, and they're like fully fleshed out. But a lot of them are. He said there's also planets where you're just like mining stuff. So like, I feel like several hundred of those are just going to be like mining planets, and really not a lot on them. Similar to like a No Man's Sky, where they're not really fleshed out. They're just like got different skins honest. Essentially.
It's a Bethesda game, so what's going to happen is there's going to be 100, 200, 300 planets with nothing on them until the mod community gets a hold of it.
Exactly.
And then there's going to be every planet's going to be packed with something.
Right. Yeah. So like I'm expecting like, I don't know, if there's 20 planets that have like they're fully fleshed out in quests and people and cities and rural areas and all that fun stuff, then like I'll be thrilled. You know what I mean? Because I feel like 1,000 planets, if they're like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of it. If they're like a map in one chunk of the, I don't know, an eighth of the map in Skyrim is a planet or something like that, then like if there's 20 of those, I'm stoked. It's a ton of content, and then if the rest are just like mining stuff, then I'm fine with that.
Well, yeah. So pretty much they've said, so this is what I'm trying to say. So there's 1,000 planets, but let's say there's going to be 20 hub planets where you're going to be able to get quests and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
is that okay for you that you're going to have 20 main planets, but 980 random planets that you can mine and find cool shit on?
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty reasonable, especially like if you have a lot of those really fully fleshed out, like that's the real map, right? Like, you can't have 1,000 fully fleshed out planets. Like that's going to be several terabytes worth of game. You know what I mean? Like that's not realistic to expect from a game. I feel like
unless it's all in the cloud.
It's also not realistic to expect in terms of scientific understanding of the universe. Like
right.
1,000 planets, 20 of them being habitable. Yeah, the math supports that. 1,000 planets, all of them habitable with thriving civilizations, not a chance.
Right. You're gonna have gas giants and just like cold frozen rocks and magma planet. You know what I mean? Like our solar system.
It's magma.
Right.
Magma.
So anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's my shtick is like, oops, do not leave this.
Sorry, I've been all over the sidebar. It's because I didn't have time to write all this down before we started. And it's all coming into my head like.
Yeah, as you're drinking the cold brew and reawakening from your tent nap.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy with, 20 planets would be great. If it was 12 planets, if they're really fleshed out, it depends on how much stuff's in them, right? Like how big that map is. Like if it's like a map size and content map size of like Skyrim or like The Witcher 3 is an enormous map. So like, I don't know, anything in that ballpark. Fallout 4, I was pretty happy with the map size and like amount of stuff in it. So if it's like in that ballpark, I'll be pretty happy, you know? And then if the rest of the stuff is mining planets and like resources, that's about what I'm expecting is like a Bethesda game's amount of content to explore.
Did I talk about Grand Theft Auto 5 and how old it is?
No. I mean, not like today.
All right. So Grand Theft Auto 5 is so old that the iPhone 4 was relevant.
Oh, you said that last episode.
All right. I did. Okay.
All right. So, and with that, I definitely have to pee. So we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
Well, actually, I started streaming because about 12 years ago, I wanted to do it as a hobby.
12 years ago?
About 12 years ago, yep.
Wow.
But I never could do it. I wasn't in a position in life where I actually could do it.
Yeah.
Didn't have the time, didn't have the gear, didn't have the money, didn't have really anything. And then about 8 months ago now, my daughter, who is 8, said, "Chase your dreams, Dad. Just chase your dreams." And that's something I always told her when she was growing up. You know, chase your dreams. You'll never know if you'll reach them unless you try to chase them. And so, like kids do, she threw it back at me. And so 8 months ago, I invested in and started streaming by way of modeling for my daughter what I've tried to teach her. So
yeah, well, that's awesome. What is your favorite game of all time?
Well, my favorite game of all time. The one I have spent the greatest majority of my life playing was StarCraft Brood War. I would probably tell you that was my favorite game, except that I absolutely have no appreciation for Blizzard right now. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think in my opinion, and I'm going to go back to your streaming thing in a second. But I don't think you can judge the fun you had in 2004, as an example, and how much you loved a game by the Blizzard of 2022, right?
True. That's true.
And I think the Blizzard of 2022 is just stuck in like, of course there's shady shit that goes on, right? And of course, when the company starts not being great, people start talking about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, people are losing their jobs. People are this, people are that. People that have been there a long, long time. And they're like, oh yeah, you want to play this fucking game? Here, I'm going to put this post out there and it's all going to go to shit.
So that's true. But if I had to answer the question today, I think I would actually give you a different answer. My favorite game of all time is actually Neverwinter Nights, which is a game by BioWare, and it's a role-playing game based in Dungeons & Dragons 3.0. And the reason it's my favorite game of all time is because I actually played on a persistent world called Aveless, which was basically a multiplayer world where they created a world and it stayed up. So you could log in at any time and play at any time. And what players did actually affected the world. So there was a team of DMs and there was a bunch of players, and I could log in and literally spend 5-6 hours just role playing with other people in a world that changed based on the actions of the players. It was probably one of the most defining moments of my childhood, was playing that game for years.
That sounds incredible. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Can I rewind to the original question? I feel like my brain might have been a little slow, so I couldn't have given a follow-up to the reason why you started streaming. You know, hearing your kids say something like that and call you out, like, Dad, like, you tell me to do this. Like, I'll give an example. In my house, we have a motto that we don't quit, right? You set a goal, you achieve that goal. And like, we don't quit doing it. And, you know, you don't know, like, I'll give an example right now of my daughter. My daughter started on the gymnastics team. Let me tell you how hard that shit is. Like, and I talked to their coach and I was like, this shit is intense. And the coach was like, look it, your child needs to be the strongest she's ever been, or her bones will shatter. Like, I'm not being rude. I'm not being anything. And we are teaching your kid what balance actually is. like real, true balance. And all I'm thinking about is the force while she's talking to me about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Meanwhile, she means like the tiny muscles you never use for normal stuff, but for
exactly
stabilization,
it's balance in the force. Like Julia is going to be a Jedi, like straight up, and
pretty much.
Right. So hearing you say that about your daughter saying that to you about chase your dreams, it's a hats off to you as a dad, because she would never have said those words to you if you didn't teach that to her.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You know what I mean? And I do believe, like, whether your dream is content creation or just playing games or being the best VAT user in the Fallout series, whatever your goal is, yeah, exactly. It's
it literally pained him to say that.
Yeah. But my point is, it's awesome for you, and it shows in your stream, because like she may not be in your stream with you, but you can tell she's on your mind every time you're streaming.
Thank you.
And I see the room you're in. It would be rad. And like, I understand if you don't want your daughter in the camera view, but you should I'll send you a picture. So I had this guy do a Star Wars caricature. Remember those, Nick? Julia of Leia and Finn. But he put my kids' face. He like drew my kids' faces, and they're on my wall in here. You can't see it in my camera, but like, because if she's a part of your stream and she got you to do it, she should be on your wall. Just saying.
Yeah, well, that's actually something I have planned already. I'm glad you brought it up, because that's actually something I'm going to be doing. You'll notice there's a section right here on my wall where there's nothing. That's going to be a place for her, and it's actually going to be a place not just for her, but for some of the paintings and things that she's done. She loves to paint, so that's all going to be behind me. It's all going to be decorating behind me. So every time I go AFK, you're going to see everything about my daughter just sort of arranged around my chair.
That's my shop,
because that's what she's going to do. So I'm glad you said that, because that is the plan.
My shop is all my daughter's artwork, because she was in my shop from 3 to 5 every Wednesday, working with us. And now obviously she's in school. So there's 3-year-old pictures all the way to 5-year-old. And now occasionally I'll get a new picture and we'll hang it on the wall together.
That's going to be awesome.
Oh no, it's everywhere. Ask Nick. The whole shop is it's preposterous how many pieces of artwork around my shop.
That's very true. Yeah. And they're all covered in sawdust and stuff. It's great. It's a lot of markers and crayons everywhere.
So as we move through, this is very important to me. PC or console gamer?
Well, I'm a PC gamer for life. I have been forever and probably always will be. I played one game on the console, and that was Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, wow.
And that's pretty much it. I have been a PC gamer since PC gaming was a thing. I told you I started in StarCraft Brood War. I played Guerrillas. I don't know if anybody even knows what that is. It was a DOS game. You could only play it if you knew how to open up a DOS window and type in gorilla.bas. It was made in QBasic, which most people don't even know what that is anymore. It was like the very first visual editor for a computer. And it's it's a game about 2 gorillas on top of buildings throwing exploding bananas at one another. That was and you had to like input velocity and angle and try to calculate the wind, because it told you what direction the wind was blowing and how strong it was. And you had to try to calculate the velocity and angle of your throws to blow the other player up. And they were trying to do the same to you. That was the very first game I ever played. It was called gorilla.bas. It was in Windows, and you had to be able to open a DOS prompt to do it. I don't even know if it's still a part of Windows, but it was back then.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Now, so you played Half-Life.
No, actually, I've never played Half-Life.
Get the fuck out. It's time to go. Like, I don't know why I told you to leave before, but because you didn't see Stranger Things. Like, that's the best first-person shooter game ever created.
Like, I
didn't get into first-person shooters until Halo.
You should play Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2.
Okay.
Did you ever play Portal?
Yes, I've played Portal 1 and 2.
The graphics are rough, Nick, but if you can play KOTOR, you can play Half-Life.
That's true. KOTOR's rough. I feel like I did drawings in kindergarten better than that. Not really. I'm just kidding.
I'm not. So, as everybody knows, I met Jacusky.
That was good.
I know, I'm working on it. It's been in my head for about 5 minutes. Like the hamster's running in circles going, I can't fuck up his name. And I'm making the hamster run full speed. And I just pounded a Gatorade. So like, I'm feeling.
You needed electrolytes.
Yeah.
Some sugar.
So I met Jacusky as I was stopping streaming SWTOR, and I was streaming Destiny. This is 8 months ago. 8 months ago, I started streaming Destiny. So it was at the tail end of me streaming SWTOR right after the 7.0 expansion. We don't need to go down that road.
Yep.
And somebody pinged me about this dude. And they're like, you got to come over here, Marcus, and check him out. And I was like, okay, I will. And immediately I felt welcomed. It was awesome. But in the process of you streaming Star Wars The Old Republic, and I don't know your background on SWTOR. Like, I don't know if you're like been playing a long time or a short time. I don't know. We're going to get there. But what made you want to do a little bit of variety gaming / switching games to more of a focus on Destiny?
So I originally started SWTOR. Actually, so the truth is I originally was going to be streaming Valorant.
Ooh.
The game it's actually going to stream. But the problem with Valorant is it's a very specific audience because it's an esports shooter game. So unless you're just like God tier in the game, or you're just a very entertaining personality, you're not going to really get an audience. And I am neither one of those things. So I didn't really stay in the Valorant category very long, and I switched to SWTOR because I'm a Star Wars lore fanatic, and Star Wars The Old Republic is a great game for for the story and the character development and just the way it's written as a role-playing game, because BioWare was king of RPGs back then. And since I played KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2, I was like, it's spiritual successor to KOTOR 2, let's do it. So that's kind of why I started Star Wars The Old Republic. And I wanted to build a community of gamers so that we could all sort of come together and play games together. And the whole plan was originally to move beyond Star Wars. I wanted to create sort of a foundation for the gaming community using Star Wars, but then to open it up to other games that people played, because the objective, as I've told people, is to build friendships that span across the borders of video games. I want people to meet friends they can play games with, regardless of what kind of game it is, and be able to play with people they know and they're comfortable with, rather than going into the muck of random people online and having to deal with, you guys understand the difficulties that you face with random people. And so the objective was to make a community that people could come together and play with people they're familiar with. And Star Wars was a great platform to start that. But I stopped doing it because Star Wars The Old Republic, as great of a single-player RPG game as it is, it actually doesn't offer much in terms of group play. You have flashpoints, which, once you've done them, they're not really that exciting. And then you have the raiding, and unless you've got a team of people who are, parsing and really pushing themselves, you're not going to really get much out of raiding in the game anyway. And then you have a PvP community, and no fault to the PvPers out there. PvP in an MMO is its own special demon, and unless you have a community built around slaying that demon, it's not exactly the best content. So I moved to Destiny 2.
Wait, but did you play SWTOR before that?
I played it a long time ago.
Okay.
I think I could, if I'm being honest, I played SWTOR. God, I don't even remember what year it was, but it has to have been over 5 or 6 years ago. And I played through all the storylines. I played each class story through. So I got legendary player status. In fact, I think it was right as Knights of the Fallen Empire was coming out.
Sure.
So it was like way back then, and I played through the 8 storylines, and then that was it. I never got past the main storylines. I never played any of the expansion content ever. And so that was kind of my experience with the game.
Okay. And so you played SWTOR, You got into it, met a bunch of awesome people. And what made you pick Destiny of all games?
So I played Destiny 2 when it first was coming out on PC. I played the early access version of the game back when the Red War was Destiny 2. So I absolutely fell in love with the game the first time I played it. I had never seen Destiny 1, never even heard of it. I just had a friend mention Destiny 2 to me because I was a Halo player, and he was like, it's made by Bungie. So I was like, all right, cool. So I popped on, and I will tell you, I was in love immediately. I ran, because the early access was literally just a strike. That was all it was. You could play through a strike. And I played that strike. I played it probably 50 times because I love the game. And so when it came out, I was playing it religiously. And I played it all the way from early access up to the end of Warmind. And as you guys know, Activision bought out Bungie, and they started moving in a direction of deep monetization. And I just kind of was like, I can't keep playing a game that's going to lock its continued advancement behind monetary purchases. Because there was a while there where Activision actually made Eververse, which is the money shop of the game, a requirement to continue advancing your character. You had to make certain purchases. And so I was like, I'm on principle, I'm out.
Really?
So I stopped playing. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I stopped playing. And I came back because Forsaken was kind of Bungie telling Activision, we're done with you. We're going to do our own thing. And they got rid of all that monetization and kind of made the game much more open again to players. And I just kind of wanted to get back into it. So I saw a window to do it. And I remembered that the Destiny 2 is basically all about playing as a group, and was like, this is perfect for me. And so that's what I did. I switched to it.
Wow. Well,
That's cool.
yeah, I'll tell you. So I played it on launch, and I got so mad because primary ammo was limited.
Yeah.
And you could run out of bullets. And I got into this room, and it was full of Vaccine. It had a bunch of waves of Vaccine 1 Hydra. Now, what I'm going to say about Destiny, and I'm going to go because I experienced it with Nick, and then now I've done it twice by myself with new players, because all I had was a Titan.
Yeah.
And my point is
New tunes, you mean?
New characters, yeah.
Yeah.
And the New Light campaign and a new player in that game, it's fucking hard. There's no tutorial to teach you that, like, hey, don't disintegrate all of your guns. The game is smart enough to know that if you have a 1550 gun in the bank, the game knows you have that 1550. And when you get a 1552, you don't have to equip it. You can keep using the 1550 gun because the game is smart enough to know that you have that gun sitting in your bank. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that. So I was constantly deleting guns. So I got into this room where I had a rocket launcher and 2 pistols, let's say. And I ran out of bullets, and there was nothing I could do. I could not get past this part. And where I was on Nessus, there were no enemies for me to try to find those bricks that hold the ammo and to go back in. It was the worst experience ever. And I didn't know anybody that played the game. I think Nick played it for like a day.
No.
You didn't
the
even
first time
play it?
No, the first time I played it was with you. No, you're no, I think I did play Destiny 2 when it first came out. Like first came out. I think on a PS4 or something.
Yes.
Like on like a demo that I downloaded.
Maybe.
So it was like, oh, it's like Halo. I don't think I played it with you at all.
All right.
It was like
unrelated. I don't know. But my point is, so I understand, like, and I quit. I didn't even beat the Red War. And like, I loved the game. I loved the premise of the game. And then when I found out that they were getting rid of like the unlimited primary ammo, I was like, pray and spray is back, baby. You know, but what I'll say is a lot of people who have played SWTOR or streamed SWTOR, believe it or not, are coming over to Destiny. Now, I don't know why that is. Is it because, all of their friends are now playing Destiny? Or is it because they're seeing guys like you having a lot of fun playing Destiny and seeing the actual growth of their community in the Destiny game. You know what I mean? So like, it's like, okay, it seems like a safe space. This guy has done, Jacusky's been playing it for a little while and his numbers are going back, blah, blah, blah.
If you know me, you'll know that there's no way I'm going to try to take any credit for anything, because I don't, like, in honest sincerity, I wouldn't suggest that I am influential enough to cause a surge in Destiny 2. I would say people like you are probably more influencing that direction than I am. But if I had to wager, if I had to take a guess, I would say that it's probably because, for all of our love for Star Wars: The Old Republic, there is a dearth of content. It comes out very, very, very slowly. So for those of us who are story guys, it dries up very quickly.
Have you ever seen molasses? If you leave a jar of molasses outside in the wintertime and then flip it over, and when it's like frozen because it doesn't freeze, and you see it dripping out of that,
yes.
that's about as how fast the Star Wars Republic.
Exactly. And so it creates this long period where we're just kind of going through the motions because we've done it over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. And you're trying to make it exciting when it's stuff that your viewers have seen a million times.
Yeah. Well, I think I agree with that 100% with you. And I think that the problem is now is, if you talk to so I talked to somebody who just started playing SWTOR. They love it. It's brand new. There's an endless amount of content to do.
Yep, right.
But when you talk to veteran players, and those are the people who are paying the sub, paying the thing, paying this, paying that, and they're the ones that are just like, it's coming out way too slow.
Well, so what I was going to say is, if you let's look at seasons, right? Because what SWTOR's recently added is galactic seasons. That's kind of the thing that they're doing now. So let's look at the latest season in Star Wars: The Old Republic. You have one quest, which introduces a companion, and then it's all about grinding out your normal activities in the game to level the companion. So you get his backstory, which is all of 2 conversations. And that's the extent of the actual seasonal content. There's like an event you do, and then it's basically grinding to get resources, which you turn in to get reputation, and that's pretty much it. That's your seasonal activity. Then you come over to Destiny 2. Season 17 is an entire campaign. It's literally 7 missions. Each one of them is about 45 minutes to an hour long, depending on how good of a player you are, complete with a complete story that develops every character in the game, as well as continues to advance the main story of the game. And that's your season. And here's the real kicker. You pay the same for both. The same price for Star Wars' season that you paid for Destiny's season. Now, which of those 2 do you think you're getting your money out of? That was the killer for me.
Well,
yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
You'll get no argument from me.
No, it's so funny is I play Destiny and I do these missions, and I could have done them 4 times and I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I just die. And I would say I'm like the class clown in Destiny. Like, oops, I did it again. Oh my God. Did I just quote Britney Spears? Oh
you sure did.
Fuck.
You know what's great? You know, we're recording. I wish I had the video too.
Fuck. Like that's, I know Greenbot is going to be all
clip
over
that.
Yeah. God damn it. Anyway, it's really good. So I just want to ask a couple more Destiny questions.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to do in Destiny?
Well, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, my favorite thing to do is find people to play the game with and play the game. There is so much to do in Destiny, and the variety of content is so expansive that as long as I have someone to play it with, I love to explore everything from dungeons to raids to Gambit to Crucible, all of it. But as long as I'm playing with someone.
Yeah, but what is your like when you turn it on, nobody's playing with you. What is your favorite thing to do solo? I'll rephrase it.
Favorite thing to do solo. Ooh, that's a good question. I would have to say probably testing out new builds in either a dungeon or Crucible, depending on which mood I'm in.
Okay. That's a great answer.
So, our next question is a giant judge of character,
Mhm.
and we are, so don't screw it up.
Oh yeah, this is 100% Judgment Town.
There's no wrong answers, but it does tell us a lot.
No,
So,
there is one wrong answer.
first for this question.
Yes, there is one wrong answer.
Oh, Jar Jar.
Can I
Binks.
guess what the wrong answer is after you ask the question?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what Marcus is thinking right now. So, who is your favorite, or whom I guess is your favorite Star Wars character?
Is the wrong answer Rey? Okay, that was terrible.
No,
He's the greatest character ever in the game. I mean,
no. Okay, all right, relax. Rey has Rey has redeeming qualities, but not. Yeah,
You don't want to get me started on Rey. I'll go on for a while about why I'm not a fan.
yeah. No, not.
I love Rey.
I
have her lightsaber.
she's poorly
I
written.
don't.
I think.
I'm
She's
not a fan.
Skywalker.
No, she
Okay.
wants to be a Skywalker.
Okay.
But anyway, I won't get started on Rey.
Did
It
you-
has
did you
nothing
look
to do with Daisy Ridley. I have nothing against the actress. I have nothing against. I want to make it clear because there's been too many attacks on actors and actresses for roles
Yeah.
that people didn't like. I
It's
have
like they
no
didn't write
complaint
the
against
character,
player.
people.
Exactly. No
Right.
problem with the actor, actress, or anything. The character is very poorly written, and
Right.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, same
And
gripe
it's a
I had
shame
with.
because she had the potential to be amazing. But if
Right.
you want a strong female character, watch Rogue One.
Right. Exactly.
Don't watch the Skywalker saga. So anyway, my favorite character it's going to be cliche. You guys are going to laugh. My favorite character is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I think that's the most popular pick.
For me, it's because I think Obi-Wan Kenobi represents everything a Jedi should be when I think of a Jedi. He's just rigid enough to walk the line between being too rigid and not rigid enough, depending on who he's talking to. And at the end of the day, he will do what he feels is right, even at great personal cost, which is a very Jedi mindset. So I'm very fond of Obi-Wan as a character. Plus, getting to watch him develop now from movies 1 all the way up has been a journey for me. I've really, really liked watching Obi-Wan become who he is.
Did you watch Clone Wars, the animated series? Yeah,
Yes, I
there's
did.
a lot of good Obi-Wan content there too.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. What's really funny, if you want to know a funny joke about that, you guys probably already know this, but if you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi's outfit in Clone Wars and then look at Lana Beniko in Star Wars The Old Republic, they're the exact same outfit, just colored different.
No kidding. Oh, that's
Yep.
cool. I did not realize that.
Her name is also an anagram for Kenobi. Beniko, it's Kenobi.
Oh, that's cool. Who's the story guy that we met, Marcus? Who first Sotor? Whose name I should definitely know? Who was dressed in full like Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi robe?
Charles Boyd.
Charles Boyd. That's definitely Charles Boyd's doing. Because when we met him, he was in a full like cosplay at the Star Wars Cantina attached to Comic-Con. What year was that? 2019, maybe?
A long time ago. No, it was earlier than that.
2018?
Yeah.
27? Not 2017. That's when we started the show. But yeah, that's definitely him.
Yeah.
That's got Charles Boyd written all over it. But that's wicked cool. I didn't realize Beniko was an anagram for Kenobi. That just blew my mind. Lana! All right. Marcus?
But what I'm saying is like, what I enjoy about Star Wars, as you guys know, it covers all the bases. So no matter who you want to be a fan of, like you could like villains, and there's great villains in Star Wars.
Absolutely.
You like you know, there's people that are very neutral in Star Wars that you can absolutely love as well. That isn't a designated good guy or bad guy. You know what?
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. So for me now, I think it makes it so you feel like more connected because there's always somebody for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it captures it. Star Wars appeals to a large target audience. It's not a very niche genre because there's magic, there's force, so it's going to attract your magic users. There's sword fighting, there's gun fighting, there's There's gunslingers, there's rogues and scoundrels, there's knights, there's gang lords, there's an empire, there's a rebellion. Like, it's got something for everyone, which I think is what makes Star Wars simultaneously so unique and so popular. It's because it reaches out to such a large audience, and it sort of lets all of us live out our fantasies.
That's true.
Right.
It is ultimately the hero's journey, which is, the template for lots and lots and lots of stories. Harry Potter, for example, a lot of stuff.
The other thing is, for me, is hearing everybody's reason why they like their character is always different.
That's true. Like, we've gotten Obi-Wan Kenobi,
but nobody ever says it the same way.
Exactly. Everyone's got different reasons. Like, it might be similar, but they're always a little varied. Yeah. I think
so. Like, for me, it's always been a toss up between Kenobi and Vader. They've always been my two favorite characters. Vader so the story behind Vader is, and I'm specifying Vader and not Anakin because the story of Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker is basically a Greek tragedy at its finest. I mean, here is someone who was born to suffer, and suffered greatly at the hands of another person, and who, striving to reach the stars, stumbled upon a straw, which is the epitome of a Greek tragedy, and became the very thing he hated his entire life. Then gets redeemed by a progeny that, had he had his chance, he would have killed them.
Right.
And yet, because he didn't have that chance, they ended up becoming his redeeming factor. And I think that's why, headcanon wise, movie 6, Return of the Jedi, will always be the end of the Skywalker saga for me. And 7, 8, and 9 just kind of don't exist. I'm not even going to talk about the quality of the movies. I'm going to talk about the story of Anakin Skywalker. And I feel like 7, 8, and 9 very strongly dismissed the entire struggle of Anakin Skywalker, which is why I'm not a big fan of 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, I can see why we would say that. Because it's I don't want to get into the sequel trilogy too much, but
I'm not trying to bash them. I'm just personally, it comes to the story.
No, I don't like the sequel trilogy at all. I think that's the worst set of movies of the 9, frankly.
Agreed.
But, I think there's very little redeeming qualities.
I think it's the best out of everything.
I don't think so at all.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, you opened up this podcast by saying you like turning off your brain and watching the movie, so I understand why you like 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, 7, 8, and 9 is the best Star Wars content ever created.
All right. You couldn't even say that with a straight face. Which says a lot, because you're usually a pretty good actor when it comes to the sarcasm.
Yeah, but that was fantastic. That just made my day.
Yeah.
Well, either way, right? I think it's okay, and you have answered that question correctly.
Thank you.
Marcus, I feel obligated to give our 1 or 2 sentence answers for this.
Please do. I would love to hear it.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I gotta go first. All right. So I'll give you. I always flip flop between 2. I'll just say both quickly. So the one
there's only one, dude. Like you've been doing this for 5 years, and you've only recently started to flip flop. You only have one. It's because it's who you are. Like, you can't deviate from that.
All right. So
suck less, Nick.
All right, fine. So when I was thinking about this in the show originally, I thought about, all right, in real life, if I were to be force sensitive, which path would I choose? Would I choose the light side of the force, the dark side of the force, if I know everything that I know now, right? And I would definitely be a dark side force user, because it's dramatically more pragmatic for life, right? Like, why would I want to have these superpowers essentially where I have to only be super calm and perfectly meditated to use them? Whereas if there's an emergency and I'm stressed and shit is going down, and those negative emotions because oh shit, this is happening, is going to fuel those superpowers. That's exactly what I want. Right. And kind of in canon, you can heal better. You can bring people back from the dead. That'd be cool. That type of stuff. like prolong your life. And I'm not talking about through Force Ghosts. I'm talking about like healing yourself and stuff, at least in Legends. So my my favorite character is Darth Bane. So Darth Bane is, which you're nodding your head, Darth Bane is the Sith who originated the Rule of Two. So he has a very, very cool trilogy of books where at the end of it, spoiler alert, it's a little bit vague whether or not he essence transfers. Oh, nice. There you go. Jacusky is holding up the Sith book Rule of Two handbook. Hell yeah. So at the end of the Bane series, it's vague as to whether or not he like essence transferred into his apprentice. But then if you fast forward to the terrible series of movies, the Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, Palpatine goes, I am all of the Sith. And so he's got all of the Sith in it. So I think that my headcanon is Darth Bane has been essence transferring through all of those Sith Masters apprentices all the way through Palpatine, which would be pretty cool.
I like it. I like it. That's a pretty cool headcanon.
So he is all of the Sith, which is cool. So that's my answer is Darth Bane. But the other thing I like, as I've been saying recently, is Admiral Thrawn is a really cool character too. I've read all those books as well. And obviously now he's in Rebels, and then he's probably going to be in that Ahsoka series.
So I was going to say Thrawn, but I decided not to because it seemed extremely cliche to me. Everyone likes Grand Admiral Thrawn.
I mean, more cliche than an Obi-Wan Kenobi?
The problem is I didn't know how popular Kenobi was until you guys said that. But everyone I talked to is like, oh, Grand Admiral Thrawn's the best character ever. And to me, it's like, okay, so he's the Drizzt of Star Wars. Good for him.
So I feel like, I don't know, is Drizzt a D&D character?
Yeah, Drizzt's the Drow, the dual sword-wielding Drow Ranger from the Forgotten Realms series that everyone is like, Drizzt's the best thing ever.
Yeah, bless you.
Thanks.
Got it.
And I'm the complete opposite of you guys.
Right.
My favorite character is R2-D2 because R2-D2 doesn't need the Force. He doesn't even need to be able to talk to somebody. He just does whatever his friends need. He's always there for whenever his friends need him. No matter what the circumstances, that dude's got your back. And I kind of live
that one time.
He's always there.
Wait, what's the one time? I'm trying to think.
Think about it. I'll give you a hint. There was one time R2-D2 was not there. It's in one of the movies.
Well, no.
And they could have definitely used him.
Well, he was busy.
To hack something?
He was busy.
No, he wasn't. He was sitting shut down completely for the entire movie 7.
Oh, yeah. For all of
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, thank you.
They could have totally used him then.
Yeah, that's true.
But he was shut down. It wasn't his fault. He wasn't charged up.
He was in sleep mode.
Bro, the lightning cable plug, they needed to clean out the port. The lightning cable didn't charge.
They got to get the lint out.
Yeah, they got to get the lint out, okay? It's not his fault. It's Apple's fault, all right?
Right. Blame the Apple.
But no, so what I was saying is that's it. I basically and I almost model my life by that. Like anytime somebody needs me, I try to be there and I try to help. So
that's awesome.
R2-D2 is my guy.
See, now I feel like I gave a bad answer. R2-D2 is the great answer.
Yeah, but it's an on-the-spot answer, We've had 160 episodes to think about these things.
Yeah, but not really,
it.
Nick. I remember when we first got asked that question, that was the first thing that popped into my mind. Like, completely
awesome.
Like, when you ask me about my favorite game,
that's a hard
that
question.
has changed. So when we started asking that question all those years ago, it was Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But every time I hear favorite game of all time, the only game that pops into my head now is Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2 is a good choice. Both of those are good choices.
Right, but I'm just saying. So
Mass Effect 2 is incredible.
Yeah. What are the goals for your channel? And your community. And speaking of that, make sure you invite me into your Discord. I guess I'm not cool enough to get one of those invites.
I tell you, every time you're in the channel, ! Discord, you just click on it and boom.
Wait, you know that happens, right? But you know that I never click on it because, like,
okay, I will send you a personal red carpet invitation.
Ooh, look at that red carpet. Woo, woo. No, but seriously, I'm going to tell you, when I watch anybody's stream, like, I'll pay attention to the chat, but like all of like the commands, I never do it. You know why? Because I'm so engrossed in the streamer. Like most times when I watch a stream, I don't watch the game. I watch the streamer. Like sometimes I'll like, if I'm on my phone, it's going to sound super creepy. If I'm on my phone sometimes and like I'm laying in bed, I'll zoom in on the streamer, like with my finger, like blow it up and watch the streamer. And I don't even care about the game and have the chat horizontal. Cause if you put your phone horizontal, the chat's on the right side of the phone, but then you zoom in and I just have the chat and the streamer there because the gameplay is an added bonus to the streamer. Right. I personally love watching facial expressions of streamers and like how they react to things. And like, I know if somebody did that to me, like when shit's going down, you're going to see my face going, you know what I mean? And for the people listening, I just made some crazy mouth gestures. It's like how I warm up for the podcast, but at the same time, like I enjoy that about like your stream or Nick's stream or anybody's stream, because I feel like anybody can play a video game well and anybody can play a game, but like at the end of the day, it's the streamer that makes it better. Does that make all the sense?
It makes perfect sense. And you're not the first person that said that. So, wow. Goals. Well, to be honest, when I first started streaming, I had one goal, and that goal was to create a safe place for people to come together and play games. That's what the whole community thing is. I want people to feel welcome and to form friendships, like I said, that cross over the boundaries of games. I want people to be able to come into the Discord and know that they're surrounded by people who are in their corner, supporting them, being there for them when they need it. I've got a lot of people in my Discord who we talk about real life issues that people are struggling with. They know that I'm going to do everything in my power to, if I can't do anything, I'm at least going to listen. And they've afforded me the same courtesy when I've needed someone to talk to. And that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to do is build that kind of community. So if I could say anything about the goals for my stream, it's not about viewer count. It's not about partner or affiliate or anything like that. For me, it's honestly just about having that community stay steady and people feeling comfortable inviting their friends to it, and having the community grow to a point where when you hop in, there's always someone available to play a game, to talk to, whatever you need. That's what the whole thing is about. The Twitch the stream is basically just supposed to be a face for the community is really all it is.
It's fucking wholesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Now this question, there is definitely a wrong answer.
There's a wrong answer and you will be shunned.
Yeah. Like this one. Yeah. This one podcast is over. And two people have told us the wrong answer. And I was blown away that two people
have such weird taste buds.
No, Nick, come on. You're saying that way too nice. They're
like psychopaths.
Yes.
I didn't realize that many psychopaths walk among us.
Exactly. Okay.
Now I'm scared.
So the question that we've just dramatized so intensely is, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
So, I'm scared. I don't want to give the wrong answer here.
Oh, no.
It's real easy. Just don't be a psychopath.
Yeah, just don't be a psychopath. It's easy.
Well, I'm really boring. Gun. Yeah, I'm really boring. My favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla.
Yeah!
That's Marcus's too. Perfectly acceptable answer.
Yeah, well done. I'm a big fan of vanilla.
You passed
because you can, if you're in the mood for something else, you can dress vanilla up to be anything you want. That's why I like vanilla.
Exactly. I like vanilla a lot too. My favorite flavor is I'm gonna have this week. It's blueberry crumble from Scoop Deck in Maine. But like favorite flavor you can get around here is probably the salted caramel core Ben and Jerry's ice cream, which has got like blondies in it. And caramel. It's wicked.
So what's the wrong answer?
Pistachio.
Oh.
See?
Why would you eat pistachio? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't feel so scared anymore. I agree with you. Pistachio is an abomination.
Yes, thank you. Like, not only are you saying that you like pistachio, but you like it so much that is your favorite ice cream that you would pick out of a list.
Like, don't get me wrong, pistachios are awesome. The actual pistachio nut is fantastic, but pistachio flavored ice cream, not so much.
Agreed.
Yes, I can eat pistachios, but why the fuck would you ever ruin ice cream with pistachios?
Right. So you might as well make it anchovy flavored. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I need to make a trip to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Oh my God.
What is your favorite stream moment up to date?
That's a tough one. So you guys, if you know me well enough, you know I'm going to get emotional trying to answer this question.
Of course, most folks do.
My favorite stream moment to date was a very dear friend of mine who is also a streamer. Her name is Caddis Sauce. She had, I don't want to give too much information away, but she had an operation done and she was in the hospital, and her community and I came together to send her a care package for when she got home. And I did sort of a streamception thing where I actually played her stream on my stream while I was streaming. And we watched her unbox it from my stream community. And as I said in the beginning, since my goal was kind of to create a safe place for people and a place where we could touch each other's lives and be there for one another, to be able to have on my stream a moment where another streamer was emotionally moved by the kindness of her community and the kindness of the community that, rather the community behind me as well, was probably one of the most touching moments of my life. I got very emotional on my own stream and ended up having to take a bit of a walk to get myself back under control. But it was, honestly, I think that's probably my favorite moment to date, because I was able to put into action what I've been preaching, and that's very important for me.
Hell yeah. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, I can't either.
That's like one of the reasons why I like working in healthcare is a little bit of that feeling. Like, you can make somebody's day just a little bit better, particularly if they're having a crap, if they're in an ER, like where I worked before, or whatever. It's a terrible situation. If you can make that a little bit better, it's like the best feeling in the world. So like, to go take that little bit of feeling like that I know of and magnify it times, 1,000, like you're talking about, I can't even imagine. So I would get emotional too. I totally get it. It's an awesome moment. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Fuck yeah.
That's what it's all about. This is great.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to say this one for after working class questions, I think.
All right. Everybody, it's that time again in Working Class Nerds. It's time for Working Class Questions. Every single week, we challenge our Discord to come up with awesome questions to ask us. Can you stump the Working Class Nerds?
Wait, is that the challenge?
Yeah.
They have to stump us. Is this going to become trivia hour?
No, it's not. No, it's not trivia. I'm saying, like, can you ask a question that gets us to,
be like, be stunned?
Yeah. So first question from A-Trax.
Yep.
What is something super popular, but you absolutely hate and don't understand why it is popular?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Do you all answer this one?
Yeah.
We're all answering.
We're all answering all of them. Unless you don't want to answer one, but you're welcome to. For me, country music. I hate country music. I just can't get into it. Like it's like, ooh, this is pop country. Ooh, but this is like party music. It's all fucking going in my truck and drank a beer and my girlfriend cheated on me and bling, 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 like a bling, 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 and I don't care. It's terrible. Like, I can't relate in the slightest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and granted, I listen to electronic music, which is crazy repetitive, but so like, I'm completely throwing stones out of my glass house here when I say it all sounds the same, but like, I just can't. I'm not into country music. I don't get it. I'm not a country boy, so I don't like I'm not in that world at all.
And
It's
now
not
you
for
got
me.
a Southern drawl.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
It's not for me.
I'll let you
Go ahead,
Matt.
Marcus.
No,
Go
you
ahead,
can go.
Okay, well, first off, I don't understand what you don't like about country. Country music's amazing. Anyway,
you can go enjoy it. You can go enjoy it over there. I'll just be in a different room. That's fine.
I'm from North Carolina. We got country music
Come on
all
and
over the
raise
place.
up.
I'm born and raised in the mountains of North Carolina. No, anyway, I wasn't born and raised in the mountains of North Carolina. Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
For me would be twerking. I do not understand it. Never will. Absolutely hate it. I think it's one of the dumbest things on the planet. But that's just me. Maybe it's because I don't have a body that anybody would ever want to watch twerk. So that could be part of my animosity toward it.
I can explain it. It's a little graphic, but
no, I'll pass.
All right, Marcus.
The fucking man purse.
Man purse.
The merce.
Like the shoulder strap?
Yeah, no. That and the fanny pack. Like, no. I don't get it.
Yeah, so you're talking like the man purse you're talking about like essentially a fanny pack that people put on their shoulder?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I don't get it. Like how many products do you need to carry? Like you got your keys in your fucking wallet, like and maybe a cell phone, and your phone is in your pocket because you can't be without it. Like easy access. Like okay, great. I don't get it.
Yeah, like I feel like those things are so small that like it's how could you possibly have so much stuff that needs to go into there that wouldn't just fit in your pockets?
Like if you need an emergency toothbrush, just buy some Scope.
Or like get a backpack.
Right, exactly. Yes, like, exactly.
That's probably cheap. You know what I mean? Like just go the distance and get a backpack.
Yeah, backpack's
like way more convenient.
Yeah, like if you're a country guy or a worker, you can get a Carhartt one. If you play paintball, you can get a Planet Eclipse backpack. If you want to be uber bougie, you can buy a fucking Kate Spade backpack. Like who gives a fuck? You can get a backpack.
Right. Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get this.
Can I get part B?
Yeah. Go ahead. What's part B?
Ripped jeans.
Okay.
Like I have no idea what the fucking purpose of ripped jeans are. Like when my work clothes get ripped, I throw them motherfuckers away.
Well,
okay, but see, if it's something that's ripped because of its actual been naturally worn out and it's worn out over time as a result, I can get that. What I don't get is buying ripped clothing. That's what I don't understand. Like if it's a pair of jeans that I love and I wear them all the time and so the knees are worn out, like the comfort of those jeans is amazing. So I can understand that part, but I'm not going to go to Walmart or Kmart or, anywhere else and buy clothing that has holes in it. I just don't understand that.
See, for me, I get it. 'Cause, like I get ripped jeans on girls because it's like, ooh, you can like reveal some thigh or something, but
no, like it fucking.
But also like yoga pants exist and like gym shorts exist. So like,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I understood it more in like 2006 or something.
Yeah. Okay.
But
thanks, A-Trax.
Fair enough. Great question. Stask asks, who is your favorite stand-up comedian?
Oh,
I have a Mount Rushmore. I like a bunch of comedians. I'm a big comedy person. But do you guys want to go first? One of y'all?
I'm not a really a big stand-up comedian person, mainly because I just don't have time for it. But
totally
I do have a favorite, Kathleen Madigan.
Kathleen Madigan. I don't even know who that is. Please hold. As I tout myself as being like into comedy.
Okay, while you're looking that up, I'm gonna give two because one's dead. Robin Williams, still the best ever, and second is Cat Williams.
Those are good answers. I get it.
Well, the reason why I always wondered what it was like to live the life of a pimp, and Cat Williams is the closest thing to it. So like,
I think I get it. I think if I look at just stand-up performance, Bill Burr. I can put on any of Bill Burr's stand-up, and I know I've seen all of them, and I know I'm gonna laugh, and I know anybody that I show it to is gonna laugh too. Like guaranteed, no problem.
But like, what's his name? Andrew Schultz and the 2%ers.
Oh my god, yeah, like that. Andrew Schultz is fucking hilarious too, but he's way more offensive. So like, I know like it depends on the person you show it to. Like, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is terrible, but I'm laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
It's like I love Andrew Schultz too. I like Tom Segura, but same deal. It's like could be a little bit more niche. I love Bert Kreischer. Joe Rogan stand up is fantastic too. But like, all of those guys have their different like flavors where like it might not resonate with everybody. But like Bill Burr, you can show to anybody and they're gonna laugh their ass off 100%. But
thanks, Task.
Great question as well.
KP.
Oh, got him.
KP Dizzle asks, if you could live in any fictional universe throughout all media, what universe would you want to live in and why?
This one's easy for me.
Me too. So you go first.
Star Trek. Primary reason for that, it is one of the few settings where humanity is not the bad guy. First off.
Okay.
It actually tries to paint a picture of a better humanity, which is something I think I've always been a fan of striving for, is a future where humanity overcomes the things that we generally vilify within ourselves. We've overcome the prejudice and the hardship and all those things, and we've united as a people, and we strive for something better. It gives us a goal to attain to, and it's about exploring a galaxy that it just is vast and expansive as a united race, seeking to be the best that we can be for each other and for everyone we meet. And I like the idea of the hopeful and benevolent side of humanity being our central focus. So I've always been kind of a major fan of the future, the idealism that humanity can be more than what we are. And so I've always been kind of Star Trek's kind of, if I could paint a place to live, it would be the Star Trek universe.
I get it. That's a good answer. I like that. I think, did we get a similar question asked? Was it about which video game universe? Maybe. I think it was.
It was kind of. It was like, what is your favorite show that is not a movie, or your favorite villain that isn't from a movie?
No. We got a question. It's like if you could live in any fictional universe, because I think I said Fallout. Yeah. So like, I think originally I said the Fallout universe, but I'm changing my answer. I think I would say Star Wars. Because like, I think originally I said the Fallout universe because like, if you dropped me right now into like post-apocalyptic Fallout, I could like figure it out. I could like scavenge if it's like exactly the same, and you can like find a laser rifle in a chest somewhere. I could figure it out. Get some.
I'd be dead in a day.
Yeah,
but like, I mean, I'm pretty good at shooting and stuff. So like, if I find stuff quickly, I'll be okay. But like, I mean, granted, I'm also banking on the fact that like biological sciences are totally changed too, and like I could just like eat like a piece of cake a day and be fine. Food wise, if it's actual survival mode, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Well, so
but like, wait. But part 2 is the Star Wars, because like, if you think about it, I'm trying to think. I got to remember when I'm answering this question, like I'm not the magic person. Like Harry Potter world is awesome, but if you're a Muggle in Harry Potter land, that sucks because it's just regular Earth. But like if you're a witch or wizard, that's awesome. But like, or in Star Wars, or if I'm a Jedi, yeah, that's awesome. But also, if I'm a regular person, I can still do cool stuff. Like I could go be a smuggler. I could go be a bounty hunter. I could go and back the tanks exist.
Wait.
And like laser weapons exist. Or I could just like run a cantina, and that'd be cool.
Am I the only one that if I lived in the Star Wars universe, I would be a Twi'lek dancer? Am I the only one that thinks like that? Like that's all I would want to be.
If I was in the Star Wars universe, I would not want to be a Force user, but I wouldn't want to be a Twi'lek dancer. I would probably want to be like a starship engineer.
I wish we were recording this.
Marcus, I would want to be like a starship engineer or something. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Marcus was just dancing like an inflatable man from a car dealership.
yeah, he was.
So if I've been thinking about this question because I saw it earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And I would have to say I would want to be in the Lost universe where the plane crashes.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter what you did before you crashed on that plane. You're creating a civilization from the ground up, and it's up to you to make a difference, right? Like I think about like if that shit happened to me and I was on an island with a bunch of people, these people would need me to build shit. Right.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I'm not a doctor, but like you're creating a society to survive. And like, yeah, obviously if there's monsters and shit, sure, I'm dead because I'm the fattest guy. Rule 1 of Zombieland is cardio. You know what I mean? And like, I'm a fat fuck, but like, but in reality, like in that universe, it doesn't matter what you did before. All it matters is what you're doing today.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's a good answer, actually.
That is definitely. Emery's says,
Thanks, Dizzle.
Yes, sorry.
That
was an awesome question. Again, we got all bangers for questions today. Emery's asks, if you could change one thing about your content creation career, what would it be?
Can I go first?
Please. Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I fucking love where the community is. I love where I am in it. Like, I love everything about it. If I could change actually one thing, I wish I started it when we started the podcast.
Yeah, start streaming when we started the podcast. Me too.
Like our community, Nick, is amazing.
Yeah.
And everybody that is in it is amazing. And what this community means to myself, and because I can't speak for you, means more to me than anything else. Like I talk to, it's so out there now that like customers of mine, when they're buying cabinets, they're like, oh, I heard you have a podcast. How did you find out about that? Oh, Susie Q down the road told me she listens to it every week. What? You know what I mean? Kind of a thing like, yeah, that's interesting.
I know. Even Jacuzzi here was like, wait a minute. Did I just call that Jacu?
Yeah.
You're like anyway, sorry.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I'm perpetually screwing your name up. But you came on, you're like, oh, you like, I've never been on a podcast before, whatever. Like, oh, you guys are pros. I'm like, we're not pros. Like, we're just two dudes. We're just, we're cousins. I don't know if you knew that either.
I didn't know that.
That's how the show started. We were working together, listening to podcasts about video games, then talking about it. We're like, why don't we just record what we're saying? So it started. But
yeah,
Marcus.
Nick's dad is my mom's brother.
Right.
And Nick's dad is like my dad because I never had one. It's kind of a weird fucking thing, but we're like cousins, but we're really like brothers. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And we have this ridiculous podcast, which I don't even think it's a podcast at this point. I think it's just us just chatting with each other.
That's what a podcast is.
Oh, yeah.
This is great. It's like Nick, a recorded hangout. Sorry, let me answer the question.
So, Nick, if you could change one thing about your content creation career, what would it be?
Not a whole lot. I was gonna say pretty much the same thing, but I would say I would like to get a better like handle on our quality in the beginning of the podcast, like actually knowing how to use like these mics and stuff. But like we wouldn't have. I know we didn't want to commit to a lot, so
Nick,
that's why we went with like
not a fucking chance. The grind we went through was amazing.
That's true. It makes you like appreciate what we have.
Tell everybody, go back and listen to our sound beta test, which is episode 1. Okay, and listen to today, where we've gone and come, and like the amount of people that we've met. I remember one of our first guests called it that he came on the podcast because he was giving us fucking charity because he was too good.
It was Brian from Bad Feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And I know he was fucking around, but like if fuck that, this is awesome. But
yeah, I agree.
And I remember, Nick, like if we were spot on when we started this podcast, like we wouldn't have had that awesome experience at PAX East for an hour talking to the Audio Technica guy, telling him his shit sucks and we're going to buy Shure.
we were gonna buy Shure, and we're like, sell us on your stuff, and then he did, and then we bought it,
and that's what we still use. When I'm at your house, I'm still using the Audio Technica mic. Obviously, now I have a Shure SM7B, but like, that's because I'm an idiot and I'm bougie. But anyway,
if I was gonna change anything about mine, I would honestly have to. Well, I would change 2 things, but I guess it says one thing. So if I was going to change one thing about mine, it would have to be that I could do it more. Because unfortunately I'm a single dad. That's not the unfortunate part. Like I love being a dad.
But time constraints. I getcha.
Yeah. And so with a full-time job and being a dad, I don't have a lot of time to commit to doing content creation. So if there was any one thing I could change, it would be that I had more time to give to the community, because the community is amazing and I wish I could give more than what I give.
Yeah, I getcha. That's a good point. I mean, I feel like I would like more time too, but I'm pretty happy. I like doing, I like the balance that I can have time wise with a 1 day a week, but.
Well, I think, Nick, for you, and I know you really well now, right? Like, well, when it comes to this stuff, you need a reason, right? Like you get sidetracked a lot on a lot of different things, and like, it's okay. That's just who you are. But I think like you like structure and knowing that, like, even if you love a game, but like you just don't have time, knowing for you that Monday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern for 2 hours, you are dedicating your life to 2 hours of gaming is good for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
100%.
could not play for the next week, for the rest of the week, but those 2 hours are guaranteed game time for you.
Yeah. Like literally this week, I've been busy with vacation stuff and like, you know, doing all different life things. I've got a paintball tournament prepping for all that stuff. So I haven't played The Witcher since besides stream this week, which is very uncharacteristic for the past like month. I've got like 60 hours on it in like a month.
Right.
So like this perfect example this week, like I wouldn't have been able to play games at all if not for like setting aside that designated stream time. So it is important. It's just like a different goal. That's all. But I really like it. It works well for me. And I don't think it would change much. But we're ready for our last question.
Yeah.
Tarquin asks a bit of a philosophical question. So Quinn's asking a retail related question. Says thoughts on Christmas creeping up on Thanksgiving's turf. For example, how once Halloween is over, everyone, meaning like all the stores, seem to look to Christmas as the next big holiday, and like how the Christmas stuff gets pushed on you earlier and earlier. For example, I saw somebody post on Snapchat today that the Christmas tree shop near me had Christmas stuff out already.
It's
like
Christmas
decorations.
Tree shop.
Well, that makes sense.
They sell Christmas shit year round.
So, I mean, I guess I'll take this one first.
Sure.
I am disappointed in that. Thanksgiving is my second favorite holiday.
What's your first favorite?
Easter. So Thanksgiving is my second favorite holiday, and it's because I am a absolutely firm believer that gratitude is the attitude that controls the altitude of life. And what I mean by that is, you know, the more thankful of a person you are, and the more you can sincerely appreciate the things that are happening in your life, the people in your life, the events in your life, the easier it is for you as a person to see those things as a good thing. Like just listening to Marcus talk tonight has been a good example of that. Marcus is a man of gratitude, I can tell, because he enjoyed the struggle. He enjoyed the experience that it gave him. He enjoyed the people he's met. He enjoys where he is today because of how he got here. Like that kind of attitude, that gratitude that just drives you to be thankful for things is so important. And Thanksgiving is literally all about being thankful and then giving thanks for the things in your life and the people in your life. And I think if I can't speak for everyone, but for at least for most of the people I know, if we governed ourselves with an attitude of gratitude, the elevation of our life, the level of our joy, the level of our happiness and contentment would be so much higher. And I think it would have a pretty massive effect on the country as well as a whole if more of us were people of thanks and people of gratitude.
It's a great point. Yeah, I agree. I enjoy Thanksgiving for I will say to rat at myself or like confess. The first thing I thought of was not being thankful. It was like the food and football. But I get what you're saying though. Like the philosophy that is the core of Thanksgiving is really important and something we're definitely lacking a lot of the time. But no, I know Marcus definitely fits with that. I know he made a face when you're like, I'm not grateful, but like you thank your community constantly. You're always like, your last stream, I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which I tuned into more of, but you were saying like, guys, like this is awesome. I can't believe you're all here. So thank you for hanging out. Well, you know, do that all the time,
dude. Like I'm going to put it like this. If somebody like, and you guys know, when I start streaming, I turn off the view counter because it doesn't matter. Right.
Yep.
I don't need to see how many people are watching my stream. I don't care. What I care about is that if you come and say hello to me during the stream, whether you're there for just hello and you bounce, that means so much to me. And I'm thankful for that time because I know how goddamn busy I am every day. And if you're so busy like me and you're taking those 20 minutes or whatever it is to come say hi to me, that means the world, dude. Like,
yeah,
people are taking time out of their day to spend it with you. I can't thank you enough. Now, when I say I'm like what you guys are saying, no, I don't see myself like that. But where I agree with you guys about this question is my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving because it's an opportunity for me. I get Friday off and Black Friday shopping is legit, but it's a
so you love Black Friday.
I love Black Friday shopping. But my point is there's no stress for Thanksgiving. The only stress that I have on Thanksgiving is how many beers am I going to be able to drink before I ruin the turkey? And I don't mean that like I'm getting wasted. I mean like 9 o'clock. When the turkey goes in the oven is when I crack my first beer. Right. And I only drink like probably 4 beers all day. Like it's not like a drink fest, but my point is Thanksgiving to me means relaxation and I get my fucking kids. Like, and I, in my old age, I'm turning 40 in January, right? In my old goddamn age.
Old.
Yes, I am old and I'm okay with it. But here's the thing. My wife is always so stressed out about dressing up. On Thanksgiving dinner, I'm in fucking basketball shorts and a Star Wars t-shirt. And I probably didn't shower that day. You know what? I don't care because it's my holiday. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's no stress. We're like Christmas. I love Christmas. I fucking love Christmas. It's not even about the gifts. It's that I get my family and everybody in our world is fucking happy for 1 month. Like there's your negative people out there and those negative people can just stay negative. But for me, like the people that surround me are happy. Like if you live south of New England or New York, like, or maybe like this megatropolis area, maybe DC South, I don't know. Like around Christmas time, people will hold a door open for you or somebody will let you go first at the stop sign. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where like normal, it's like, fuck you, get out of my way. And like, that's the mode of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And Christmas brings out the best in people for that 1 month. And I really look forward to that.
I get it. That's a great answer.
But I didn't answer the question. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Do you care about the retail part? Right.
I don't care about the retail part because Thanksgiving, there's nothing to market except stovetop stuffing, turkeys, and food. Right. So if you want to sell your Christmas shit, I'm down with it because I love Christmas. And if I can get a early 30% off sale on a new like porcelain Christmas tree that lights up and my kids are going to be thrilled. Cool. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me because the stores are just trying to make money.
Yeah. I think I'm the same thought. Like, although I will say just to comment on like preferences for holidays, I think I do like Thanksgiving even more than Christmas. Cause like it's similar to where like you get together with your family. I mean, the food is incredible. But like there's no like retail pressure, like about the gifts that is around Christmas too. So like you're obviously getting together on Christmas time and it's a similar time to be like thankful and like not thankful, but like you're appreciative of your family and stuff around Christmas time. It's a very wholesome time, but like there is also like the gift part of it that's like gross, you know, and like, oh, did I get the right gift? Like, are they going to like it? Are they not? Do I have to return stuff? Like, did I do enough? Did I forget something? You know, there's a lot of other like extra stressors around Christmas time. That's kind of shitty. So like Thanksgiving, it's like it's like we were talking about the movies. You can just turn your brain off. You just sit around. You just hang out with your family. You know, eat some food, watch some football, drink a beer or two if you want, or 7 in my case. No, I'm just kidding. I usually drink. I can't eat all that food and drink beer. I'll just explode. But usually I'll do like a nice scotch or something. But anyways, my point being, it's the pressure's off, right? It's a lot similarly like your family's getting together and there's no pressure. Like you're just having, the only thing you got to worry about is cooking the turkey, right? Which like compared to like have the stress of buying gifts for Christmas is basically nothing. You know, it's easy. So do I care now to answer the question more directly? Do I care about Christmas creeping on Thanksgiving? Not really. Because I think the Thanksgiving is still always there. Like just because there's Christmas stuff on the shelves doesn't mean anybody's like Thanksgiving spirit is tarnished per se, if that makes sense. I think they can coexist. There can be Christmas stuff and Thanksgiving stuffing on the shelves at the same time.
Yes.
Without it like messing up too much. But
right.
People do stuffing for Christmas too. But anywho.
Yeah. And can we just talk about how
there's some intense questions this week?
Yeah. Thoughtful questions. I appreciate everybody asking these. Like,
yeah, thanks, Quinn.
When Gator and Hazel talk about their community questions, like we completely were like, oh my God, we need to do this. And the community
100%.
has stepped up so much, like to the point of like, I didn't remind anybody this week and they just started piling in. And I think it's so cool that like everybody is just asking these amazing questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Every week there's like at least 4 or 5. It's awesome.
Wow.
So,
Jacusky.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/Jacusky. That's Jacusky. That's where you'll find me most often. I have a YouTube channel and I have a TikTok and I have a Twitter, but I use them all sparingly. So yeah, Twitch is probably the best place to find me.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for an awesome episode.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a real honor. It's been great getting to know both of you a little more. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.